Alright, goddammit, welcome to another edition of AWUN News, all woked up news, where we tell it like it is and you get woked up. So, it's been a while, there's tons to catch up on, but honestly just don't give a fuck anymore about the news cycle, really, to be honest. It's just hypocrisy after hypocrisy after hypocrisy and lies. Bald-faced lies, like treatment of this fucking bullshit. Folks, look it up. I mean, stop listening. Don't watch CNN. Don't fucking, look it up. Look it up. Get away from Google and search stuff. You can still find clean search engines that'll give you accurate results, and then you can fact check for real, for you to fact check, so you know for sure without parroting other fact checkers that have been caught lying and misrepresenting things, hundreds of times. Yet they're still the trusted source. That's insanity. That's just if all they do is lie, they're liars. That's simple logic. It's easy to follow. Look it up. There's treatments for this stuff. Don't fucking don't listen to them that there's not. There are. I have personal experience. My son went online. If your doctor won't, there's places you can go online and talk to a real doctor. You have to have a test to prove that you have COVID-19. But once it is, they'll prescribe stuff for you that fix you right up. Joe Rogan used it, my son used it, his friend used it. It's, it works. All right, get on it. Also something that we don't hear a lot about anymore is take care of your fucking self. Do you get exercise? Do you eat right? Do you take vitamins? Do you make sure you're eating the right kind of foods? Do you feel like shit all the time? Then it's likely the food you're consuming. And I know a lot about that. I eat like shit. I'm not trying to act sanctimonious, and I'm not shredded. I'm a fucking little round dude that I eat pretty good, but I eat more than I should, and I'm still addicted to sugar, so I eat a lot of cake. That's right. Fact check that. Anyway, drifting. The world's taking a shit, in case you haven't noticed. A lot of that has to do with the communism that's being pushed on our kids and stuff the last decades. Communism's not good, folks. Look it up. Fact check that. Every place that communism has taken over has had starvation, murders in the streets, brutalities. It's no good. All right, it's no good to live under people's boots, and the folks, will just go ahead and leave it at that, screaming about how great it's going to be and how it's going to lift everybody up to the same level. No, what it does is it drags everybody down to the bottom level, so that then now there's equality, equity, and shit, right? It's a lot better world when there's competition and there's a reason to want to be productive and all that, right? We've proven that by being the greatest country on earth, period. This is the freest nation on earth. This is the least racist nation on earth. Fact check that. You fucking commie bastards and you Marxist filth. You're not welcome. Your ideology is not welcome here. You think it is because you're on social media platforms that are owned and operated by Marxist filth and communist bastards. So they censor everybody else, except the loudmouth fucking parrots that, really well, the ones I talk to anyway, my personal experience is they don't understand how an economic system works. They don't understand how working works and earning your shit and being somebody. You know, they're usually confused about that, and they want to tell people that have been getting it done. You know, like they hate landlords. Let's use that for an example. They hate landlords because someone was smart enough to buy a fucking house and charge you to live in it, right? Made something of themselves, right? Helped improve their own situation. The people who are incapable of doing this because likely they have low willpower and, you know, likely they don't have a lot of self-control, they're impulsive, they're emotional, you know, mentally ill. A lot of these men you see running around wearing makeup and a dress and stuff, that's a mental illness. Fact check that. I've said it before. If somebody thinks they're Napoleon all of a sudden saying, yeah, I'm Napoleon Bonaparte, actually, that's a mental illness. That's a crazy motherfucker right there, you know. It's like, right? And, you know, same if they think they're, you know, not a dude, right? That's it. But I digress. Let's get back into the thing. That's part of what helps spawn all this craziness is this dissent and constant arguing between everybody about tiny little things and differences we have and everything. That's a waste of time. Let's find out who's doing this to us from the top. You know, there's specific people that are paying to have this done, right? That's why there's not a big conservative movement, because you know, conservatives go to work. Yeah, that's right. Fact check that. They don't have time to fucking stand around in the streets. Fuck. They don't have. I'm not even gonna edit that out. Fucking. They don't have time to be standing around in the streets screaming and crying and acting like fucking idiots and, you know, out of control baboons running all over the fucking place. You know what I mean? They got to go to work. They have families. They have houses, right? They have things to take care of, boats and shit like that, you know, because they work, you know. So it just hasn't happened because they haven't, you know, they got shit to do. But it's coming. We're being pushed so far and being pushed so hard, you know, that eventually there's just not going to be any choice. And you folks will see a real demonstration, you know, an actual peaceful movement by millions of Americans, proud, red-blooded Americans, you know what I mean, true citizens of this country. And yeah, it'll look a lot different than, you know, a bunch of fucking idiots running around setting shit on fire, tearing statues down, you know, virtual signaling and all this fucking horse shit, you know, that the commies and the Marxist scum do, you know. That it's not even going to be that. It's gonna, I mean, what could we use as an example? Oh, like a Trump rally. It's going to be kind of like that. Like, people everywhere as far as you can see, but nothing's on fire. Nobody's getting beat up. Nobody's getting shot, right? You know, like, you know, Tiny got shot the other day at, you know, doing nothing, didn't have a gun, didn't know. People who know what I'm talking about, you know, the rest of you, I couldn't give a fuck, you know, less. So just look it up if you want to. But anyway, I watched the video and a couple of them different angles, and you hear several shots ring out, ping, 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 and one hits in the, like, I guess it was in the ankle or something. Tiny's not tiny, by the way, either. So keep that in mind, you fucking pinkos. You know, you're talking revolution and you're pulling weapons on people who, A, don't need that many bullets, and they hit shit, okay? The people I know, you know, when we hit the gun range and shit, there's a lot of ting, ting, ting. You know, they're not just blasting into the woods, you know. They kill animals every year, you know, big ones, little ones, you know. Yeah. So if you're not actively killing animals and stuff, then all your delusions of how it's going to be in the revolution are wrong, especially if there happens to be, you know, lead flying the other way because, changes things a lot. Anyway, back to subject. It's going to happen. People are starting to protest, show up. People are organizing. It's happening. And they're trying to make it hard. Social media likes to censor things and everything. That's what communists do, by the way. That's what they do. And we used to make fun of them. Even you leftists, Phil, used to make fun of that shit and just how horrific it was. North Korea and, all these communist places, how horrible they were. And now, communism comes to our country and you drop into your knees for it, fucking, yes, daddy. Yes, daddy. And like I've always said in other videos too, it's because you're lazy, fucking useless people, and you think that fucking all of a sudden this magical communist government's going to come in and fucking let you play video games all day and watch fucking TV or, whatever other kind of pedophile shit you people watch. That's all gonna go away. Look up communism, history of it. Once again, get away from Google, and you'll actually find things that it's horrible shit. They starved millions of people. Look up the Bolshevik Revolution, and the Holodomor. It's all there. Like I say, you gotta dig for it a little bit, but it's there, and you'll find that anywhere this shit goes, millions of people die for it, right? And it's here. It's here. And like I said, you'll see the resistance. You'll see the spirit of America, that flag back there, that banner. That doesn't make us nervous, by the way. You see these little Marxists and commies there. That flag makes me nervous. I'll bet it does. Because it's the only thing in the world that has ever stood up fully against it and has said, fuck you guys. And this isn't the first time communism has attempted a run at this country either. Don't get confused. You people aren't revolutionary. You're not fucking something that's never been like all this horse shit you think. It's been tried before. It's failed miserably. It's always going to fail because the bulk of Americans believe in the Constitution and they believe in the Bill of Rights, and they know that this is the finest country that has ever existed on earth, period. So I think that's enough ranting for the day, at least this episode. I'm going to call it. This episode, once again, has been brought to you by Unbutthurt. Ask your doctor if Unbutthurt is right for you, you little Marxist filth, and the rest of you people have a groovy fucking day.